Hello guys, my name is Wesley Jones and I'll be going over how to perform a PMCS, which is a preventive maintenance checks and services on your motorcycle. And this can go for any vehicle that you so choose, whether it's a car, a truck, or airplane if you like. It's pretty much all the same no matter what vehicle you use. So to start, we're going to talk about a few things. Um, Daily safety checks, and you can find this either somewhere in your vehicle's operator manual, or for my vehicle, my motorcycle, I actually have one that's inside my seat cover and also inside my operator's book. So we're going to go over a few things. The rear view mirrors, you're going to go over your clutches, your chains. Pretty much it's the overall process of how to go over your vehicle to get it ready for operating use. Lights. What you want to do is you want to inspect your lights, which is like this here. You want to make sure that your headlights work and functional. There are no cracks in your lenses. Same thing for your brights. You want to turn on your brights, make sure your brights work as well. You also want to check your back tail light, which is here. Another thing you want to check is you also want to check your license plate light, make sure that's functional. You know, there's nothing worse than riding down the street and your license plate isn't illuminated and you get pulled over by the police and you get a ticket because they can't see your license plate. Next, you want to go over your fluids, your upper fluids, which consist of your rear brake, this here, which is your rear brake fluid. You always want to make sure that that's on the full level. You have two markers here. One is full and one is your lower, which is basically telling you need to add fuel. Or I'm sorry, you need to add the brake fluid. Here you have your front brakes. Same thing applies. You have your upper and you have your lower. Your upper is pretty much going to tell you that you're full and you're good to go. Your lower pretty much going to tell you need to add more fluid. And here you can see where it's actually located on the bike. Your front brakes right here on your left hand side and your rear brakes which is on your right hand side. Next, you're going to talk about your lower fluids, which are going to exist of basically your oil and your coolant, which is here. Here on your oil, this is actually your oil fill, your little oil fill cap, and this is where you screw off to actually add the oil. And this is located on the right hand side of the bike. And here on the left hand side of the bike is where you actually see where your oil level is. And when you sit the bike upright, where it's not on the kickstand, you actually see this line here. And this line here is actually where you want your oil level to be, which is pretty much right in the middle of this screen here. So as long as you stand your bike upright, you see your oil there and it's clean and you can actually see through it, which here you can actually see where your level is supposed to be at. That's the proper level that you want your oil to be always. Here's where you actually check your coolant. You have your F and you have your L. Of course, the F is for full, the L is for low. Anything within this full range is good to go. Anything below that, between the F and the L, is pretty much going to be low, and you need to add more coolant. Next, you want to check your fuel. And you can see here I'm on about a half a tank of fuel, which is good to go depending on where you want to ride to. So my fuel level is good. I actually don't ride that much. I have a 2009 Kawasaki. I only have 8,000 miles on it, so that's actually pretty good. But you can see my fuel level is on full, so depending on where I want to ride to, I'm not going to ride gas. And that's basically what you're looking for when you're checking for your fuel level, making sure that you have enough fuel to get from point A to point B. Next, you want to talk about your exhaust. When you're going over your exhaust, you basically want to check inside the check around, make sure there's no scratches, no abrasions. Anywhere in your exhaust is going to cause any type of exhaust to leak out, either A, when it's on, or B, of course, when it's off. Also, when going over your exhaust, you want to make sure that it has a good sound to it. There's like no rattling noise coming from there, and basically it's operating the way that it's supposed to. Here you want to inspect the body, and the body is going to consist of anything that actually makes the bike run. Here you can see your brake pads. You always want to inspect your brake pads and make sure you have enough meat on the bone, as I like to say. And that's basically saying that whenever you stop, that you're going to have enough brake meat is going to actually stop the bike from rolling. And of course, that's a good thing, because if your brakes aren't working good, you can't stop. You can't stop. You get an accident. You get an accident. You know it's not going to work out so good for you. You also want to check here inside your under the seat compartment, and this is going to be where all your fuses and relays are located. You actually have another liquid down there, but you want to check for your fuses and your relays to make sure they're all functional, they're operating correctly. Further underneath here is where your battery is located. You also want to be checking your battery compartment to make sure that you have good connection between your positive and your negative ground, of course, and that's going to ensure that the bike is actually running. Lights turn on, lights work, horn works, all that good stuff. Here is where you want to check your chain. When you're checking your chain, you want to make sure your chain is in good condition with the proper slack if necessary, that it has some type of oil or lubrication on it that's going to help that chain roll freely as you're moving. You also want to check your tires, and when you're looking for your tires, you want to check your tread depth, and that's pretty much is going to help with the traction on the road. If it's raining or wet, any type of wet surface, it's going to help that rainwater filter away. Also, when checking your tires, you want to check and make sure that they're in good condition, the wear is within a service limit, and you have enough air pressure in there that's going to be up to the correct PSI, which is the pressure per square inch. Now, in addition to the body, and when going over your overall checks of maintenance services, just a recap, you always want to make sure your lights are working and functional. Headlights are on, your bright lights are working if you have to use your brights. You want to make sure that your rear view mirrors are functioning properly. You want to make sure that your back brakes or your back brake light is functional, so when you're braking, people can see you. You want to make sure that your rear view mirrors are good, that you can actually see through your rear view mirrors behind you. Checking your fluids, make sure all your fluids are topped off, they're good to go. Your horn works, you want to beep your horn, make sure your horn works, so that if you're in any type of emergency, or you have to, make a quick maneuver or something, or somebody's coming into your lane, like most people do, because no one watches for motorcycles. You want to make sure your horn works so you can beep that horn as loud as you can, so you can deter anybody from coming over into your lane. You also want to make sure that your brakes are working, so you can stop, have any type of avoidance if necessary, to pretty much minimize your chances of getting into an accident. Now, this next screen is actually going to show you a real quick recap on actually going through a quick PMCS of just your horn, your lights, making sure that your flash is working, all that good stuff. So, there's your left turn signal, your right turn signal, which is here, your flashers, your hazard lights, your brake lights are functional, and of course, your horn. Horn works, bike starts up, bike is off, and there you have it. Thank you for watching my video. I hope it was informative for you, and that concludes this. Thank you.